Hey, this is Blake from the Gig Harbor Fly Shop, and welcome to episode 8 of the Gig Harbor Fly Show. And today we have Mark Raisler from Headhunters Fly Shop with us. And we've been hosting a trip over here to Craig, Montana for the last couple of years, and we have a blast every year. Mark's guides are incredible, their hospitality is amazing, and the fishing is just downright stupid. So I wanted to get together with Mark just to ask some questions because his knowledge on this river is amazing, and I wanted him to be able to share a little bit about that with you. So, hi Mark.
Hello, how you doing today, Blake?
Great. Hey, so we talked about learning a river.
Yes.
And when you spend as much time on this river, one river, thousands of days just pounding it out, you're always just learning more and more and more about the river. What's like the last big aha you've had?
That's a great question. Yeah, actually a couple things. One is, which we discussed before, either the fish are eating or they're not. You know, that's the biggest discovery I think I've had in the 25 years I've been here. Some days they just don't eat it. It really doesn't matter what you do. Although, to have success on a daily basis, you just have to be good all the time. So you have to be efficient. So I guess the biggest aha comes to efficiency in fishing is the best way to catch a lot of fish. You know, when we get lazy and tired, or the fishing's really good, and then it goes south a little bit, and we get a little bit lazy on the mend or the cast or the strip or whatever like that, things fall off the table. And we don't want that to happen. So I think the best aha thing that I've ever had is just fish well all the time. You know, don't practice your cast here. That's what you do at home on the lawn. You know, that's what you do before the trip. Here it's go time. It's the show time. So when you're here, you know, fish well, pay attention, and you're going to get rewarded. So efficiency in fishing, I think, is probably the primary aha moment that I've had.
Okay, so efficiency, getting the fly in the water quickly, in the right place, not spending a bunch of time false casting.
Absolutely.
So you're not missing the bucket. You're
Yeah,
not missing
absolutely.
The spot.
Yeah, fly in the water a lot is that. And like I
Right.
said, sometimes they don't eat it.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't matter what you do. But when they are eating, I think you should capitalize.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this week we had some pretty good streamer fishing. We've had better streamer fishing in the past, but it was still really good.
Yeah.
And so, what are some conditions that are critical for a good streamer bite?
Well, like today, you guys are headed out today, but today overcast, cool.
This isn't cool. This is
Cold.
horrible.
Oh, the cold.
I'm freezing right now.
I am too. It's 34 degrees out today, but overcast skies. You know, those fish love to lay in that skinnier water. Those bigger brown trout, that's usually what we're after. We're looking for that prize brown trout. And if there's not sun above, the predators can't see those fish from above. So they love to roam around in that. You know, browns are really, really active the last hour before daylight, before sunrise. And this is kind of that false, dark, that false overt, or that false, dark period. So overcast skies, I think, is the biggest thing. And that allows those fish to come up in skinnier waters where we can really get at them. First one to the fish is huge, whether that really be dry fly fishing, nymph fishing, or streamer fishing. But streamer fishing is huge, and hopper fishing, because there's only X amount of fish that are going to eat that fly, that big meal. And so if you're first to that fish, I think you have a pretty good shot. If you're the 7th or 8th boat down a bank line or through a center river run, probably not too high of an odds. But if you're there first, so, early bird does get the worm, and certainly in streamer fishing here on the Missouri.
Okay, so let's talk about just the size of streamer flies. Wading around some side channels. I mean, I would see a lot of small bait fish bolt out everywhere, and so there's going to be bait fish in the river that fish are eating on. Are you looking to match a hatch with the streamer, or is this more of just something that's instinctual, that they see something running away and they run it down to eat it?
Couple different theories. So popular now is these large articulated streamers, any of that Gallop stuff, and then there's a whole bunch of other fly designers that like to double or even triple articulated stuff. Well, we sell a lot of that in the shop.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, for the Madison, Jefferson, Yellowstone,
right.
Those kinds of rivers. Here for us, probably the best thing is, those smaller bait fish. Even though we have some larger sculpins here, like an 8 or a 10 woolly bugger, pretty standard issue. A Crelex has been fantastic, I think, all over the West and on the East. We like a skittish smolt. So something that in that 4, 6, or 8 range, even a 10, we get to the fall, and not all that heavily weighted sometimes. We use an intermediate tip. Sometimes we're in the 3 or 6 range, type 6 range we mentioned in the spring, you and I were talking about earlier. But for the most part, either dry line or intermediate, and we're just trying to fish it this deep, unless we're in those deep center river runs, but that's a whole different ball of wax. For the most part, yeah, we like a smaller, pretty standard issue fly. Flash is pretty important though for us. If they're not eating a black woolly bugger, then those golds or those silvers or, you know, the real gaudy, flashy stuff is fantastic for us, Blake.
Yeah, we were using a skittish smolt this week, and we would be changing from one side of the river to the other, and I would just tell Grant, I'd say, hey man, leave the line out, and I'd row across, and we'd just kind of troll the fly. Just, we hammered some really big fish doing that.
Absolutely.
It was super fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know, a lot of people know about the Missouri. It's a world-class fishery. What are the most popular times people are here?
You know, really the most popular times are June and July. Well, I do like June and July. I've come to appreciate the shoulder seasons much more.
Right now, October.
Right now, October. We talked about previously in conversations you and I have had about when is my favorite time, and I like any 2 weeks in October. I don't know what 2 weeks that's going to be until any 4 weeks in October is even better. But there's 2 weeks in October that seem to be really very good. Yeah. Even November now. And I would say the other time period is May. I mean, those are my two favorite. There's not as many people here. The fishing's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, that June and July, dry fly all day, really exciting, really fun. You've been here in that time period. But boy, there are a ton of people here. And I don't think we've witnessed any pressure at all.
Yeah.
And you guys had some boats over here, and there's some out of area guides here as well. But pretty light pressure in October. Yeah. And the farther you go in the month, obviously, the fewer. So those are my favorite time periods. Another aha moment that I've had, and I just had it, again, the aha in my brain, so I'm going to relate it to you, is that fishermen are totally predictable. You certainly see it here. I mean, they go to the most popular spots all the time. They fish the exact same water all the time. So once you recognize that here, at least on this river, and I'm sure it's true on other resources as well, is that you can work around them. I mean, a lot of people always put in at the dam or always put in at Wolf Creek. And you can still fish those stretches, but what we love to do is just get in and row for 3 miles. So if we're in a 5-mile stretch, skip 2 or 3 miles of that. And then you're way, way in front. You don't see anybody, like you said yesterday, for hours. You might see a couple bank anglers, but just knowing what they're going to do, and they're going to get stopped in that upper 2 miles because it's really terrific, but the next 3 miles are really terrific also. It's all terrific. So if you want to have some solace and be first to the fish, which is so important, I think, understand what the other anglers are doing and do the opposite. So I think that's an aha moment that I just had a couple years ago. Yeah, that I just thought to myself, well, shoot, I know what they're going to do. So I'm just going to do something different. Yeah, and you catch them where you are. I mean, sometimes you want to be in that favorite run of yours, but it's important to also branch out and look for new favorite water. I know you get in the sound, I'm sure that happens to you all the time. You know, like, holy cow. You know, if somebody wouldn't have been in my spot, I wouldn't have gone over here and found a new spot. So I think that's always important, to be flexible and to look for new water. Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks, Mark. Looking forward to next year. In October, we'll be back for 7 days. We got 2 trips back to back, and looking forward to bringing some people out. So if you're interested in joining us over on the Missouri, we put together a great trip. Awesome food. The cabins are great. The fishing's amazing. So check out the information on our website. Thanks.
This is another aha. We're going to have to wait for this to go by. Don't you think?
I don't know. He might need to put some oil in there or something.
That's Rod. That's the mechanic.
Oh, he's a mechanic. He doesn't need to put oil in there.
He's just getting the mail.
I wish I could turn the camera so the camera could see it. They'd get a crock out of this.
It's the mechanic getting the mail.
He's one of the people around here that are not a fishing guide for a living.
Right. He's an important part of the community.
Right. Well,
the mechanic.
Right.
Where are we going to start on that? Times of year.
Another aha.
Aha. I'll just start with that. What was I going to say?
It was good. It was going to be really good.
I know.
Could tell.
I got excited
there. This is going to be a good one.
Oh,